everybody, and welcome to another episode of Jurassic World Alive. Strangely enough, we won't be actually showing any in-game footage today, because today we're covering the new update coming soon, the 2.10 Creature Markers update. Now, Creature Markers I've covered in a previous video. Check that one out in my last Jurassic World Alive video. And this thing here, the level 21 hybrid, that's a new creature. Also, look at that team compared to what they have. Why? But that is Androtops, which I will cover soon. New creatures. And remember to check this out. Just search up Jurassic World Alive Update 2.10 release notes or something along those lines. So we have Argenteryx, which is Argentavis plus Archaeopteryx, and it has Alert, Buff and Strike, Evasive Rampage, Fearless Alert, and Delayed Cunning Rampage. It also has Swap in Distraction, Alert on Escape Evasion, and Absorb. Oh yeah, I forgot to read the description. What this tiny avian hybrid lacks in size, it makes up for in craftiness or cunningness. Would you believe? DPG members have observed this creature fly using pebbles to break the shells of nutritious eggs and large insects, just like the modern Egyptian vulture. Perhaps Argenteryx inherited this trait from its Argentavis. I don't know, those beaks look like they'd easily crack eggshells. Now, Megalatops. Megalonyx plus Nasutoceratops. It's all about that distraction. Unlike other giant ground sloths, Megalatops lives alone in deeply wooded areas. Actually, no, I've covered those already. Megalatops is a wild card counter-attack. Use Megalatops as counter, stun, and camouflage to wield opponents. It has Determined Strike, Distracting Impact, Camouflage, and Course Range, as well as Stunning Alert, which is a swap in, Armor Piercing Counter, Camouflage on Escape. Where did the armor piercingness of the counter come from? And Glyptoceras, Stegoceras plus Glyptodon. Osteoderms, like that. No, I've already covered that one. Glyptoceras is a cunning and resilient starter. Swap to Glyptoceras in battle. To trigger its alert, swapping stun. Use Cunning Strike and Instant Charge to take out targeted opponents and deal your knockout blows with its Impact and Rampage. It has Cunning Strike, Instant Charge, Resilient Impact, Critical Rampage, and Alert Swapping Stun. This one is weird, is freaky looking. Rinchy Scion, Ringshenia, and Amphiscion. Rinchy Scion, I love that name, is a cunning and fierce hit and runner. Use Rinchy Scion, daring evasion to hit speed and damage while dodging. Deal damage with strike, impact, and run, and use collision to trigger a guaranteed critical hit on escape. I don't know, I think it should have complete swap evasion. It has Devious Strike, Instant Buff, Fierce Impact, Alert Safety Rampage, and Collision. Forex, which looks awesome. Forex is a cunning and fierce hit and runner. Forex is a Oh, use Fox's cleansing abilities to avoid your opponent's debuffs. Lock them down with alert lockdown and deal heavy damage with Rampage. Swap out Smart with lethal Rampage and run. So it has Daring Strike, Critical Sidestep, Stunning Obstruction, Cautious Cutting Rampage. Wait, why is the swap out in front of that? That doesn't make sense. Cautious Cutting Rampage. Surely that would have like the Cautious Strike symbol rather than the Cutting Rampage. Just so you know, Lydia. And also you've got it the wrong way around. So it looks like it has 5 moves. And then Alert Rending Lock. Indotaurus, unique. Indotaurus is a fierce, stealthy creature. Use Indotaurus's multiple. This should be here, not up there. Lydia, you're stuffed up with your grammar, just like in Jurassic Park Builder. Use Indotaurus multiple dodge abilities to avoid taking damage, and some of your own every time it survives an attack. Indotauruses. There, you've got an there. You've got a plural there. It's a possessive. Something there. No, it would be a possessive, wouldn't it? Maybe. I don't know. I can't grammar. Indotauruses Cleansing Rampage will give you the edge against vulnerability-inducing creatures while also dealing damage. It has Fierce Strike. Why is that bold? Is that bold for a reason? Intimidating Impact, Cleansing Rampage, Revenge Taunting Cloak, Pesky Alert, and Greater Ending Counterattack. Andrew Top. I don't think I've read this one out. In Androtops, which is Andrototon, plus Arctops. Androtops, which means it's fusion of all 3 types. Androtops has a unique skill among the creatures of Jurassic World, like Martin Argentinian Taker. I'm actually going to search that up. It's a species of lizard in Tayday. Whiptails. So what are those? What are Tayday? What are those related to? So they're related to legless lizards, spectacled lizards, and true lizards and wall lizards. Okay, back to this. This hybrid can raise its own body temperature, becoming temporarily warm-blooded. Why is it a reptile now? Surely it'd be a mammal, since the main component is mammal. Is 2 mammals fused with a mammal-like reptile. Surely it would be mammalian. That doesn't make sense. Androtops is a wild card jack of all trades. Swap Androtops to trigger its lockdown. Oh, that's where that comes in, because that was included in the last update when nothing had it. Stay ahead of your opponents with counter vulnerability and cleansing effects, then take them out with its impact and rampage. I thought that was like one move. It's like impact, then rampage or something. Daring Strike, Delayed Revenge Distracting Rampage, which doesn't make sense because the point of the revenge is the delay. Cleansing Impact and Piercing Revenge, and it has Swamp and Lockdown and Counter Vulnerability. Now, new abilities: Cleansing Rampage, which is a rampage that cleanses. Counter Vulnerability, which is a counter that applies vulnerability. I mean, you can infer that from their names, for the most part. Okay, Critical Rampage, which is like critical impact, but it's a rampage attack, but it does 2 times damage instead of 1.5. Determined Strike, which is a combination of Cunning Strike and Resilient Strike. It should be called Cunning Resilient Strike. Precise Cunning Resilient Strike. Cunning, that's what I've always said. Cunning Resilient and like Fierce Resilient should have their own strikes. Delayed Revenge Distracting Rampage, which, unlike your normal Distracting Rampage, your Revenge Distracting Rampage would be, on Revenge, you can come in, instantly do it, and then you can do it again. But with the delayed version, what that means is it has a cooldown after you use it on Revenge. Then Piercing Revenge, which on Revenge has a cooldown, refutes 40% as Rend. 40% of Rend as Armor Pierce. Then why is the Rend? Oh, it is armor. Oh, it's a rending and an armor piercing. That's what that means. Revenge Taunting Cloak, which it's guessing it's the same as Revenge Cloak, except it applies Taunt. Do you? Instant Buff, which is Priority Cleanse, increase speed 10%, increase damage 50%, and 75% dance to dodge 67% of damage. Intimidating Impact, which is like Armor Piercing Impact, but it applies vulnerability. Pesky Alert, which is a dodging counter. Oh, it's a cloaking counter, because it applies the extra attack buff. Alert Safety Rampage. So that's okay. So the automatic swap is only on when it's threatened. It doesn't do as much damage when threatened, so you can do basically impact and run while if you're threatened, or you can do rampage while while alert or secure. Alert swap in stun is so when secure, it has 100% chance to stun, while threatened it has 33% chance to stun, which really fixes that. It helps fix that meta of like swap in stun as soon as the swap prevention wears off, swap out, and then swap back into stun. But if you've been taking enough damage, you only have a 33% chance to stun. Stunning Obstruction. That was one that I thought of with some of my some of the ones I created with Jurassic World Live Toolbox. It's like no escape, but it stuns you for 1 turn, and it swap prevents you for 2 turns. Alert Rending Lockdown, which is like a rending on escape. It's like a rending no escape, and it does more damage if you're secure. Daring Strike, which is Cleanse, damage over time, and vulnerable. Self-cleanse, damage over time, and vulnerable. Opponent and then target attack times 1, bypassing armor. Reduce damage 50% for 2 turns. For 2 attacks for 1 turn. And critical sidestep, but you got a crit chance. Cautious cunning rampage, which is like cunning rampage, but you also no, it's not cautious rampage. Oh, it should be called priority cunning rampage then, or instant cunning rampage. And then lethal rampage and run, which is rampage and run, but it's like defense shattering rampage, but it's also rampage and it also automatic escapes and does damage over time. And 6 new raid bosses. Poster Metrodon will replace Sinoceratops. I actually have a problem with this. Why don't they just put them? They have heaps of days that don't have bosses on them. Why replace old ones when they can put them on different dates? It doesn't make sense. Megalatops will replace Lecagamma. Leptocerus will replace Mammotherium. Rinchy Scion will replace Pyrotator. Androtops will replace Griffith. And Photorex will replace Smellinemes. New team. Isla Nublar Alpha. Have Indotaurus in your collection. What's improved? Drone targeting improvement. VIP communication improvement. Creature update. Sarah Magnus. It's 300 less. 200 minus 200 attack. Minus 1 speed. Minus 5% armor, minus 10% crit chance. That's because they did this, and then they realized all of these higher class resilience became extremely OP, particularly Hadros Lux. Resilient Rampage become decelerating impact. That's pretty good. Attack has been reduced 150. Modern Rex. Basically, they've undone last update's changes to Modern Rex, except they made it better. Because instead of putting it back to 50%, they made it 50% vulnerability distance. They made it immune to vulnerability. Testiconomus. Swamping Hill, completely gone. It should have, like, Swamping Headbutt? Actually, no, that would make it part of the Swamp mode. Stun Resistance. Nerfed. Swap Out Prevention Resistance. What? Swap Prevention Resistance, Lydia. Inconsistent. It's called Swap Prevention Resistance. Fix bugs. During a raid battle, Archaeopteryx's alert buff and strike will no longer display as an area effect. I don't know what that means. When receiving an error in your alliance, you will no longer have an issue entering any space in the description field. While in the lab, the alert decoy now has a precise attack marker and not precise ability. Anyway, it's good that this video is over because I can no longer talk. Because that's just great when you can't talk anymore. Which I can't talk most of the time. I'm surprised I got through that with only stuffing up a couple of times. Hopefully you won't notice those. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.